Excited to kind of dive into this. I'm just going to show you guys really quickly because we're just chilling in here. And so I'm going to, let's see if, first of all, I'm just going to confirm that it's live, but I'm pretty sure it is. And if it's not, I will just record it and upload it a little bit later. But, all right, so I'm going to walk through, people ask me all the time, like, how do you underwrite properties? How do you know that it's a good deal or not? How do you know if it's something that is going to turn out to be something that you guys want to keep? So I'm excited to walk through this because I'll show you exactly, like, I guess this goes off the previous video. We used Privy to find this property, and then we did the underwriting on it to make sure that it was legit. So I'm going to show you guys the property that we used, and then I'm also going to, and so we currently have this. Actually, we're currently flipping this one right now. Yep, we are currently flipping this one right now, which is fantastic. So I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to show you guys the underwriting sheet that I use for this, and then how it like analyzes the deals to see if it works out or not, and what's going to be the best option for us. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at two things. So let me bring that down. This property is here. So this is 5034 2nd Avenue South, and this is going to be in St. Petersburg, Florida, I believe, because that's where we bought it. So I guess that's where it should be. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Ooh, clearly I don't have that set up, but that's okay. So, all right. So here's the deal. Here is the property right here. We have this property right now currently being flipped. You can see we bought this for $280,000. So hopefully it's worth more than $280,000. Let's go ahead and do our underwriting on this to see how it went. So typically what I would do is we're going to come here to Zillow, and this is just like a basic underwriting on Zillow and how I kind of find these things out. So we have our subject property right here, and then like I will go in onto Zillow, because a lot of times you see how this map is like this, but if I go in and actually put the address in, it'll make a map like this. That brings me down to the area of the property, which is what I actually want. Now, when we're pulling comps, we want to make sure that it's extremely comparable to what we have here. So let me go ahead and put that right in here. Let's go ahead and go with the address. And I think this is a 217 1014 square feet. And the lot square feet is, typically I'll come down here and we'll see 6733 right there. 6733, and then the year built is 1956. So perfect. So I'll put all that information here. You'll notice as I do that, this information changes as well as the adjusted price change information changes, which is super helpful for me as I go through this. Let me actually see real quick. Is anybody on here? Is this live or not? I have no idea. Should be in the group. If it's not, that's okay. Doesn't look like it. That's okay. I will upload this later into the group so that everybody has it. And then I will figure out what the heck that issue is. Okay, so I've got that information right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look at the neighborhood. I know that this house is, oh geez, where is it? Okay, so as I pull back, the house is right here. Boom. I know that it's right here on this block. So what I'm actually going to do is move this because I know that this is a 21,000 square feet. Okay, great. I am live. Fantastic. Thanks for the message. Thanks for the text. So this is a 2-1. I go exactly because I want to keep it exactly what that is. And then I know the square footage here. So I'm going to go, typically you want to go like 250 square feet either way. Sometimes I'll go 1,500 just to get like an idea. So like I'll go 500 that way, 750 on the lower end, but just really depends. 1956, I'm going to go 1965, and then over here I'm going to go 1945. I just did 10 years either way, just to give me like a broad view, and then 90 days. So I want like the most recent activity that is happening in that area. All right, so as I'm looking at this, I can see, all right, there's a house here that sold for 305. This definitely looks like an as-is property that sold for 305. I'm looking over here and I see 347, and this is literally a street over. I'd be very interested to see what the inside of this house looks like, and I can't find it there. So let's see if it's on any other thing like realtor.com or something. Okay, so yeah, 28. So we got the inside of this house. Pretty nice, not too bad. Let's see what this kitchen looks like. Ooh, look at these walls. So this is definitely, this is not a renovated house. This is an as-is property. Sorry if any of your houses look like that, but those are my initial reactions to this house. So that's an as is. That's pretty good. Like that's a relatively as is house for 346. Keep in mind, we got ours for 280. So well under this price, which is fantastic. But I can take that as it, but I want to look for comps that are like new renovations. So let's look a little bit more and see what I can find here. If I look up here, now this is really interesting. Florida is wild. Florida is wild. So this house right here is 422. We totally could use that as a comp. But because like, look, it's only like 2 blocks away. Typically, you want to stay within a quarter of a mile. You want to stay within 500 square feet either way. You want to stay within 10 years in either direction, and you want to stay in the same neighborhood. So this looks like a pretty decent one here. Look at this. This looks like an as-is house too for 422. Let's take a look at this. This can't be though. Nothing on Zillow. Let's see if Realtor.com gives us 15 more photos. That is an as-is house right there. Holy smokes. All right. So we're looking at pretty decent comps right there, right? So 422, that one looks like 422. Give me a second. I still want to try to find something that's been flipped because I want to find something that is, what would be the ARV of this house, the after repair value of this house. And I'm not finding any houses that have any sort of like after repair value. Now this one is like, look, like we can go over a lot more blocks on the other side of this park. I get a 345 that is definitely renovated. That looks pretty cool. So that's a renovation there, and that's a nice flip. I hesitate to put that on here because of how far over it is. And like you could tell that there's an interesting discrepancy in how much this fully renovated house is for 345 and these as is houses for 422, 347. So I almost don't want to use that, partially because it looks like this is maybe even a completely different area. Just strange. Florida's strange. One thing I do want to see is like, what am I looking at as far as for sale? Okay, so here is a house currently on the market. This looks like a renovation. 414. This house looks kind of good. Yeah, so that looks like a renovation. So I'm curious. Nothing crazy. This looks like they just did nothing too crazy on this one. And it's sitting on the market. And how long is this one on the market for? 2 days. Sweet. 2 days, 400 views, 16 saves. That makes me feel really good because our house is going on the market in like the next 2 weeks. And so it looks like there's a lot of things. Now, here's also a little bit of a secret. This is how I like to gauge what the interest is in the neighborhood. So as we can see, this is currently on the market right now, but watch this. If I go to accepting backup and pending offers, this will tell me how much activity is actually happening. So look at that. Good. So that means that so it went from, this is really good feedback, y'all. So it went from, how many houses? Dang. Is there a thing? It should show me how many houses there are. Where am I blanking? Okay. 8 and 1 here. But when I click this right here, it jumps up to 17. That's nice. So in this area right here, in this like, whatever this area is that I have highlighted, it looks like there are like 9 houses that are pending. So that actually makes me feel really good about where we've got this house. So as we do that, we can fill out this sheet and kind of go from there and kind of gather a lot of that information. So I actually already have one of these. So I'm actually, let me show it to you guys. 5032. I put together this one. Is this right? Did I just create this one just now? Yeah, that's the same one. Let me throw this in the trash real quick. Move to trash, and I'm going to show, yeah, that's the same one. Sweet. So 5032, I created this. Is that it? All right. So I created this, and these are some of the comps I found in the area. So I'd love to show you these comps that I found and where they are, and then like where these numbers I got these numbers from. And then we'll talk about the exit strategies. So as we look at these houses, let's look at the map right here on where our house is. And the reason why these didn't show up on our comps is because it looks like they're for rent. So that's why I was wondering how I've pulled these before, but didn't see them. So as we look at this house right here, our house is, where am I at? Okay. All right. So our house is right over here next to that park. Okay, sweet. All right. This one is right here. Sometimes the Zillow map gets me. All right. So that house is right here. Our neighborhood, our house is right here. So I have this one from over there. And if I look at like, what did this house go for? Let's check it out. As we can see, it's for rent. So I'll just scroll down here. And when I scroll down here, I can see how much it went for. So this house sold for $56,000, and then they clearly flipped it. Dang. Give me a second. I saw the price. I must have had the price on here from somewhere. 4,200. I have the prices 430,000. Pulled that from somewhere. Let's check. Oh, that's interesting. Is it a duplex? Strange. Different house. I'm not sure where I pulled that number from, but I've pulled it from there before. Let's look at a different house that I have. Then you have here, yep, we already looked at that one. This is that as is, but I think it was flipped for 422. And then we have this one over here, which this is actually a really swanky one that they sold for 425,000. Oh, they took it off. They were renting it. They must have got a renter in it. And you can see our house is right here, and this one is right here. So this is a pretty good comp right here. So whenever I put these into our calculator, you'll notice that things change. So like ours is a 21,000 square foot. And let's say this goes to 3. It's going to change the numbers on the adjusted price as well as in correlation to how much that house is worth. So this is just, or an extra bedroom is an additional $15,000 added onto a property. So this is a really cool spreadsheet to help me to get that number. And so typically I go conservative on what I think the value of the house is. Sometimes if you can't find really good, like comps to the house. So we had a house that was like 1,000 square feet bigger than all the other houses in the neighborhood. So what I did was, what was the actual average price per square foot that the house was sold for? And then when you take that and then apply it to our price per square foot. Yeah, buddy. Okay, good. Don't talk to people, okay? Okay, okay. They wave, but don't talk to them, okay? All right. So this is a cool calculator for that, because then what I'll end up doing is take that price. So you can see I'm like pretty conservative. So the average of there is 425. And so even the adjusted square footage is 437. And one thing I do know about this area is they actually typically go from price per square foot when they sell properties a lot of times in St. Pete. So I just wanted to go really conservative, 420,000. So then that actually automatically get plugged into here. We are spending 280. So I'll change these two variables right here. And then the next thing I'll change is the renovation cost. We're spending 47. No, I think we're spending 47 on this house. Oh, I had a much. This is what I like doing with this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. So 280,000. So this will actually help me to understand like what my fees are going to be for this, or what like my best possible exit strategy for this property is. So if I have those numbers in, it takes into account how many months I'm going to be holding at what interest rate and what points with my lender. So if anybody out here wants to get into fix and flipping, it's really important to know what's the interest rate that your lender is going to lend to you at. Typically they have origination points to originate the loan. And then how much are those points going to cost? How much is your monthly, is this going to cost you per month? And then I have down here, right, in correlation. So let's say I hold it for 4 months. That's going to change my monthly and lender cost. As we can see that. Realtor fees are right here. And so let's say I wanted to do either a wholesale. I can put in the numbers for what I want to make off the wholesale. And we can get to that. I know we probably haven't covered a lot of that in this group. My installment offer, which we do a lot of installment sales. That is kind of our primary way of how we want to do things. And depending on that, so for instance, I got this house for 280. And if we were just to do an installment sale on this, we would make 35,000 on this house. No. Oh no, I guess we could make 55,000 if we were just to put it back on the market. But we bought this on the market, so we couldn't really do an installment sale. But if I got this off market, I could have offered the guy his 280 and still made 55,000 after doing everything with the installment sale. We are making with this flip, we're gonna make pretty sure it's more than this, but we're gonna make right around $52,000, just depending on the conservative side, how much we spend on the flip, as well as how long we hold that property for, and what we actually sell the property for. So it's really important to be able to pull comps that are similar. So the most important thing to learn here is try to keep your bedrooms and bathrooms the same. Keep it within, you can see all of these are within that 250 square foot range. And this one, and all of them are within that 10-year range, 5 years each way. This one actually works really well for us because this was way under. This was a flip that was a 1926. So those are really important things, and keep them within the same neighborhood. All these houses are within like a quarter of a mile of each other. So this is, it's one thing to say, oh, these houses are similar, they can probably sell for this much because these are on the market. But this is actual facts. This is what the market is saying these houses are worth, that are exactly like our house. So I'm pretty excited, especially as interest rates go down, that we'll probably get more than 420 for this house. But it's really nice to have. This is actually from an old house, so that one didn't matter. And then it's nice to know exactly what could be the best type of outcome for us as we move these houses and have an exit strategy. All right, I'm going to go back into the group to see if anybody actually asks any questions or anything like that, because it doesn't. Don't know if I was live, but let's check it out. Yo, grateful. Hey. Thanks, Carl. I'm glad I get to run these numbers too. Oh, hey, 6 people up in here. What's up? I would love to be able to. I know, like, if you guys gave me your email address, which I think most of you did, I'd love to share with you that I can give you that calculator, whatever. You know me. I'm happy to help you guys and to be able to give you as much value as I can. That calculator is really awesome for us. We do it for all of our properties. And so if you want that, you can reach out to me. I'll send that to you. I think we have your email address just to follow up with you and see how things are going. I probably also may just send a link to it, but hope you guys are doing well. I just want to share that before I went to go pick up my daughter. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you need anything, have any questions for me, let me know. If you want me to talk about other things in here, let me know. That would be awesome too, because I'll make it happen. All right. I appreciate you. Thanks for being part of the Real Life REI group. Trying to give a ton of value in here and make it as easy as possible. Just send me a message. You have a client. Okay, cool. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, Jason, I'm trying to be like you, man. I'm glad that, hey, Jason, you actually have the insurance on that. Hey, am I on my, that's why I'm live on my regular Facebook. I'm not live in the Real Life REI group. I don't know what the heck is going on there. So I'm probably going to put this in the Real Life REI group. If you don't know what that is, just search Real Life REI in Facebook or realliferei.com, and it'll take you straight there. Just love to give some value to you guys. Hopefully this is helpful.